Hi, you are tuned into another episode of the Business in Shape with Leela podcast. I'm your host Leela, your business magical genie, an online business manager here to grant your operational wishes with systems, processes, and automation hacks that will optimize your workflows, making your coaching business more efficient and saving you hours of time you spend inside your business. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Business in Shape with Leela. I'm your host Leela, and today we are diving into a topic that is super important for many of coaches like you. It is webinars. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Leela, webinars aren't those getting old? Are those outdated practices? Well, let me tell you, they are still a powerful tool if you do them right. So today I'm going to share three simple ways to get more sales from your webinars. So are you ready? Let's get in. Okay, first things first, why are we even talking about webinars? Well, if you are launching a course or a coaching program or really any kind of digital product or online product, webinars can be a great way to connect with your audience and make sales. So they are like mini class where you can show off your expertise and then offer your product or service at the end. But here is the thing, not all webinars are created same. Some webinars leave people very excited but don't lead into sales. And others might bore people a lot. And actually, we want to avoid both of these situations, right? So let's talk about how to make your webinars work for you. So, tip number one, don't overteach in your webinar. Now, this might sound weird and controversial. You might be thinking, Leela, isn't the whole point of webinar is to teach? And aren't a lot of coaches out there or suggesting under promise and over deliver in your masterclasses or webinars? Well, my answer is both yes and no. Here is what I mean when I say don't overteach. You want to give value. Absolutely, there is no doubt about it. But if you give people everything they need to solve their problem in the webinar itself, then they won't need your course, right? So instead, think of your webinar as a teaser. Give them some great info, but leave them wanting more. So you want them to think like, wow, if this is what I get for free, imagine what is in the paid course. That is what we want to get out of it. So here is a simple rule. If people leave your webinar with a long to-do list, you have probably overtaught. You want them to leave thinking, I need more help with this. Not great. Now I can do it all myself. That's not what we want. Because if they are under the feeling of now I can do it all myself, absolutely they don't need you. They don't need your coaching program. They don't need your course or they don't need your product, right? Okay. So moving on to the tip number two is use a fast action bonus. This is a super simple trick that can really boost your sales from the webinar. So here is how it works. So during your webinar, when you are talking about your coaching program or course, then offer a special bonus for people who buy right away. It could be something like an extra coaching call or a bonus module or any helpful resource, other guides that you have, whatever it is. Make it something super valuable that your audience will really want and they don't want to miss that. It can be sometimes as simple as a special webinar discounted price for your offer as well. Then put a time limit on it. Maybe they have to buy before the webinar ends, or maybe they have to buy within 24 hours. So this will create a sense of urgency. People don't want to miss out on a good deal. That's how we all operate, right? We always look for deals, even for our regular grocery shopping or daily needs. Also, if there is a deal and we know that the product is good, we obviously immediately choose it before the time ends. So, same logic here as well. So, this fast action bonus does two things. It encourages quick decisions and it rewards people for taking the action. Plus, it gives you some early sales, which can be a great confidence boost for you when you are launching something new. And now, for our third and final tip, speak to your buyers. This one is really important and most neglected one also. So, listen up. When you are planning your webinar, remember that not everyone in your audience is going to buy from you, and that's okay. But you need to focus on the ones who might buy. Some people will never buy no matter what you do. They just want free stuff. And don't worry about them. Instead, create your webinar for the people who are ready to invest in themselves and their business. So think about your ideal customer. What do they need to hear? What problems are they facing? What solutions are they looking for? Focus on these things in your webinar. Don't water down your message trying to please everyone. Speak directly to the people you really want to work with. They are the ones who will get the most value from your product anyway, right? So that's why your webinar also have to be talking to only those. Now, I promised 3 tips in the beginning of this episode, but I'm feeling super excited today. So here is one bonus tip for you. Make your webinar topic super relevant. It's 2024, guys, so the online world is changing fast. What worked a few years ago might not work now. So when you are choosing your webinar topic, think about what is happening right now in your industry. I mean, in your niche. What are the current challenges your audience is facing? What is that hot topic everyone is talking about? Use this in your webinar title and content. This will help you attract more people and show that you are up to date with what is going on. So let's wrap this episode. So remember, I have shared 4 tips total. First one is don't overteach, leave them wanting more. Second one is use a fast action bonus to encourage the quick decisions. And third one is speak to your buyers, not the freebie seekers. And fourth one is make your webinar topic super relevant to what is happening now. If you follow these tips, and I bet you will see a boost in your webinar sales. So before we go, I want to hear from you. Have you run webinars before, and what worked for you and what has not worked for you? Drop me a message on my Instagram or leave a comment on this podcast episode. I love hearing your experiences. And thank you so much for tuning into Business in Shape with Leela podcast. And if you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend who might need it. And don't forget to subscribe or follow this podcast show so you never miss an episode. So until next time, keep your business in shape. Oh, wait, before you go, I have got a fun activity for you. I call this activity as Webinar Makeover Challenge. So here is what you need to do. Firstly, think about a webinar you have done before or the one you are planning to do soon. Okay, then grab a piece of paper or a notes app, whatever you are comfortable with. Now write down your webinar topic and the main points that you want to cover or planning to cover. If you had already done the webinar, then note down the points that you covered in the webinar. If you are planning to do soon, then what are the things that you want to cover, right? Write down these points. Now, once you write down, here is the actual challenge. Apply the tips we just discussed in this episode to give your webinar a makeover. How can you tweak your content so you are not over teaching? What kind of fast action bonus could you offer for this webinar? How can you adjust your language to speak more directly to your ideal buyers? Is your topic as relevant as it could be? How could you update it if it is not? Right? These are the 4 things you have to apply to the points that you have written down. Now, once you have done this, share your before and after with me. Post it on social media with the hashtag Business in Shape with Leela podcast, or tag me on your stories or post, or send it to me directly in Instagram DM. Anything is fine. So I will be featuring some of the best makeovers in my future episodes, so don't miss out. So always remember, small changes can make a big difference. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Okay, now we are really done. And thank you so much for listening this episode and happy webinar planning. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, bye-bye.